Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. It is the 8th day of September 2021. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and it is hazy. It's very mild. It's 67 outside of our studios. If you haven't stepped outside yet, you're going to go, wow, it's borderline warm for this time of the year, and that's because we had that system that we were talking about yesterday. It came up from the Pacific Ocean, from the Oregon coast, brought in some considerably warmer air, moister air, and smoke from the wildfires in southern Oregon and northern California, and we have some air quality issues already this morning. In downtown Wenatchee, we're at 89. That's moderate. It's worse in Cashmere. Cashmere's air quality index is at 119. That's unhealthy for sensitive groups. Chelan, good morning. You're at 126 on the scale. Omac's at 148. It's really bad in the Yakima Basin, down in the Yakima Valley. They're at 189. That's just plain unhealthy, and it's all because it brought in all of that smoke. So that's why it looks hazy and milky out there, and it's going to stay that way for most of the morning. Going to scour out a little bit. This weather system that's visiting us right now is very fast moving. It's flying by, and all the winds are in the upper part of the elevation, which is why I brought the smoke in. But it's small. Again, 67 degrees. It's the first thing I noticed when I stepped outside this morning, right around 4 o'clock in the morning. I go, wow, it feels warm. And it does feel warm. Forecast details are coming up. We have some news to get to. Pretty sad news. We'll touch on that. The Mariners blew a great opportunity to make some inroads on the wild card race. The teams that they are chasing lost, and then they lost in heartbreaking fashion down in Houston. We'll have highlights of that, plus highlights of last night's Cashmere Bulldog Eastmont Wildcat girls soccer game that we had for you here on the NCW Live channel. We'll have everything else that you're used to get your day going. And at the back half of the hour, we had a chance to go up to the fairgrounds in Cashmere. The Chelan County Fair begins tomorrow, Thursday. Karen Weltch is the fairgrounds manager. She also pretty much runs the fair. We had a chance to visit with Karen, one of our good friends. We didn't have a chance to visit with Karen last year because there was no fair last year. Chelan County Fair is back on this year. It starts tomorrow. We'll talk to Karen at the fairgrounds in the back half of the program. All right, let's get going on the smoky and hazy morning. Let's see what we have out there with our cameras around north central Washington. The cross camera will show you right now how hazy and smoky it is. Again, 89 is our WAQA scale. That's what they call it. I don't know what that is an acronym for, but that's what they call it because you have to call it something. We're at 89. Cashmere's at 119. Leavenworth is at 83. Cashmere 126. Pateras 123. Omak 148. Winthrop, you're at 109. So we got some pretty dirty air in and around the north central Washington area. But again, the farther south you go, the worse the air is. It's pretty glucky out there. And there are some clouds too. Camera number 2. Downtown Wenatchee takes a nice little view. That is that we have 2 cameras on top of the Cascadian in the heart of downtown Wenatchee. One points to the north, one points to the south. That obviously is pointing to the south. On a quiet Wednesday morning commute, just saw a bird fly by our camera position there. So good morning to downtown Wenatchee, looking out towards the Wenatchee Heights and Malaga area. Camera number 3. We're off to see Cashmere again. Is that from the Steins camera, Uriah? That is from the get confirmation from that. Again, you can see a little bit of the golf course, and you can see the Chelan County Fairgrounds proper. I'm so glad the fair is back, and the weather looks really good for this weekend for you fairgoers out there heading on up to Cashmere. Don't forget, you can't take the Goodwin Bridge. Well, if you try to take the Goodwin Bridge, your car will get wet. It'll end up in the Wenatchee River, so you have to go through downtown Cashmere proper to get to the fairgrounds. Just a heads up on that. And camera 4. Good morning to the Waterville camera pointing back down towards the Wenatchee Valley. Am I correct there? I get confirmation from Uriah on that. So Entiat is to your lower right-hand corner, and you can see where the river dumps into the Columbia, and it is hazy and smoky as we look back down towards the Wenatchee Valley. One more reminder, and I got this from Eric. Thank you, Eric. The Keller Ferry, that's where the Sandpoil River meets the Columbia River, up there near Grand Coulee Dam. But the Keller Ferry that crosses the Columbia is out of service, and that's not good. It ain't working. Apparently, they're sending some sort of mechanic or technician over to take care of it. The Keller Ferry is part of the Washington State Ferry System. This happens to be just in the northeast corner of the state of Washington. It crosses the Columbia. It's out of service, so that's not good for you people who normally take the Keller Ferry to get across the Columbia River up there, because it's not really a detour. It's a long detour, so just a heads up on that. The Keller Ferry out of service this morning up by Grand Coulee Dam. Good work this morning from my good friend Uriah. 6 minutes after the hour, what are we looking at today? Once we get through the smoke and the haze, we'll see some sun breaks from the National Weather Service. Here's your forecast. And again, this weather system that we were talking about is really moving pretty fast, so that's why we have the clouds and the smoke and the haze. Still could get a passing thunderstorm. I think the chance of a thunderstorm is pretty much passed us by right now. As it's going past, it's really losing all of its momentum. We are going to have hazy and smoky conditions most of the day today. Gradual clearing as the day progresses. You'll just have to be patient, and quite mild. 86. Our high today, we hit 87 yesterday. Our normal high for this time of the year is 80, so another warm day. 61 for the overnight low tonight. Quite a bit of sunshine, a little on the breezy side Thursday. Same temperature, right around 86 degrees for the afternoon high late in the afternoon. Still a little haze. Now, the haze tomorrow will be more in the afternoon as opposed to today, where the haze and the smoke will be prevalent in the morning hours. You can reverse that on Thursday. Tomorrow it'll be hazy and smoky mostly in the afternoon hours. Weak system comes through on Friday. Still a little windy at times, but cooler, about 80 degrees. And then that southwest flow pattern is pretty much done. And we're looking at quite a bit of sunshine Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Fairly mild, quite a bit of sunshine. Still some haze from the area wildfires can be predicted in the late afternoon hours for most of this period. The exception, again, is today. The haze and the smoke are going to be hanging around most of the morning. Hopefully, as the day progresses and the forecast holds true, that the haze and smoke will thin out. But that's what we're looking at right now. And again, 89 is our air quality right now on that scale of 0 to 100. So it is moderate air quality in Wenatchee. It is 119 in Cashmere, which is unhealthy for sensitive groups, and 83 in Leavenworth. So there you go. Smoky and hazy, 67 degrees in downtown Wenatchee. Going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have your Wednesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Kids are resilient. I just love their energy. They bounce back so quickly. I love the stories they tell. I love just their charisma, their character. I love to see that subtle smile that you pull out of a kid, when you start talking with them about something they really like. I just love what I do, and I can't imagine I would be as happy doing anything else.
I'm John Divas from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
High clouds, it is smoky, it is hazy at 9 minutes after the hour, 67 degrees. Smoky, hazy, cloudy this morning. Could still see a passing rain shower. Sunshine this afternoon and a little breezy this afternoon as well, with temperatures above normal. And we start out with this tragic story. The man who served as Chelan County's chief prosecutor for 27 years has died in an apparent suicide. Authorities say the body of Gary Reeson was found about 12:30 in the afternoon Friday along Blue Grade Road in Douglas County, dead of a gunshot wound next to his parked vehicle. Reeson was appointed Chelan County's chief prosecutor in 1985. He led the office until he retired in 2012 without ever having to face an election challenge, and he won a number of high-profile convictions during his career. Reeson was a Wenatchee native and a Gonzaga Law School graduate. He was first appointed to replace retiring prosecutor Dick Whitmore after years in private practice. Among his earliest major cases was a theft and perjury charge against Chelan County's then sheriff, Joe Collins, who billed both the county and the federal government for expenses during an FBI training session in Quantico, Virginia. Collins was acquitted, but he later faced a recall and lost a subsequent primary. Reeson successfully led murder cases against John Henry Casey, convicted in 1999 of murdering his wife, Dr. Rosemary Casey, and Jose Sanchez Guillen, who killed Chelan County Sheriff's Deputy Saul Gallegos with his own handgun in 2004 and in 2012. He negotiated a manslaughter plea from Christopher Scott Wilson in the 2010 killing of Wenatchee teenager Mackenzie Cowell. Douglas County Prosecutor Gordon Edgar, who's also the county coroner, said the legal community in the Wenatchee Valley is devastated by the loss. He called Reeson, and I'm quoting now, a great person and a great prosecutor. Gary Reeson, dead at the age of 70. Central Washington Hospital logged a record on Tuesday for the number of patients hospitalized with COVID-19. The hospital is treating 49 patients. That's 7 more than its previous highest number during the pandemic. 42 of the patients reside in the hospital's 4-county service area, but 7 more were transferred in from more distant counties, including 1 patient from Wyoming. All but 8 of those patients are unvaccinated. Central Washington Hospital's previous high water mark for COVID patients was 44. In-person schooling, of course, fell by the wayside last year. Now, in-person classes are back, and so is, of course, the pandemic. Last week, the Cascade School District said a COVID-19 outbreak among its volleyball players has postponed the volleyball season until at least September 20th. State health education officials say exposures and infections are likely among school kids despite masks and vaccinations, and families need to be prepared.
We do know that there will be some cases across the state of Washington, and we want to make sure that schools are appropriately responding to those cases along with their public health partners and health partners on the ground, but also that families are ready to respond as well. The layered safety measures include vaccines, masks, ventilation, again, taking outside where you can, hand hygiene, making sure that if you're sick or anybody that's sick, that they not come to school and avoid getting others sick, the importance of testing, physical distancing, and having a response plan that's already in place, but also parents being ready for what they're going to do if they had to, if there was a need to bring their child home. And that means making arrangements with work or making arrangements with neighbors or family members to be able to watch your child if you're not able to watch your child, et cetera. So these are really important things that we want to make sure that everybody is thinking about.
All of the layered mitigation strategies our educators are experts at now. They know what to do. Our students know what to do. Families can help with these safety measures by modeling those practices outside of the school setting. That is probably the most important thing. We know that in any situation, modeling those best practices for your students is going to be probably the most paramount thing you can do. So if they're masking in school, when they're masking in school, masking in large situations outside of school, congregate settings is going to be really, really important.
If you noticed a lot more smoke in the Lake Wenatchee area over the last few days, there's a reason for that. The Nason fire grew in size over the weekend. Significant growth, as a matter of fact. Look at that dramatic photo. It's been burning for about a month, but it's been burning really slow in inaccessible areas just to the west of Lake Wenatchee. The U.S. Forest Service said the fire burned down to Forest Service Road 6700 on Saturday, and then on Sunday, crews actually initiated firing operations to secure the road, and then on Monday, they were focused on holding and improving that fire line. The 610-acre fire grew by almost 150 acres in a 24-hour period over the weekend after averaging about 10 to 50 acres of growth since it was started by lightning back on August 4th. And that's what's making headlines. At 14 minutes after the hour, I do believe we have our promotional announcement from our good friend Grant Olson, who handles the anchor duties. He also does a little weather forecasting in his spare time with a preview of the Wednesday night news. Here's Grant.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, a weak weather system is moving through this morning and then breezy conditions this afternoon. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Grantstrom has the latest on the Mariners as they continue their important series with the Astros this morning, as well as last night girls high school soccer action. That and all the day's news stories coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope you'll join us then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Don't forget, we'd love to hear from you. There's any number of ways you can do it. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com. Go to our homepage, ncwlife.com. Click on the Contact Us icon on the screen, or you can go to our Facebook page and drop us a note via Facebook Messenger. Going to take a break. When we come back, sports highlights from a very tough Mariner loss last night to the Astros. Also highlights from Eastmont and Cashmere girls soccer, and more sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Our experience with NCW Life has been amazing.
People think television and they think it's this huge production thing. It's really expensive.
It's crazy how affordable it is. I couldn't believe it.
It's not as expensive as we thought it was going to be.
I would say I was really surprised to see that it was actually comparable to radio ads or print media.
It was really affordable.
Join us for the NCW Library Show. We've got something for everyone. Our show is full of inspiration, learning, and fun. Check out our do-it-yourself STEM activities. Enjoy story time with Miss Claire. Get moving with an easy yoga flow with Miss Melissa. Get book recommendations from our NCW librarians, and much more. Tune in each week for a new episode. Also, find us online at ncwlibraries.org and follow us on Facebook for the latest library news and programs. Be kind and read on.
17 minutes after the hour in sports, if there's been one element in the Seattle Mariners' push for the playoffs, it's been their bullpen. They've been pretty good. Lately, not so much. Their relief pitching has not been getting the job done. It happened last night in Houston. The bullpen surrendered a game-tying 2-run home run in the 9th and then a walk-off ground rule double in the 10th. Astros beat Seattle in a heartbreaker last night. Things look good midway through the contest. J.P. Crawford tying the game with a hit in the 5th inning.
Line into the gap in right center field. Torrens is in. Kelnick steaming home. J.P. Crawford has tied this game up. A 2-run double here in the 5th inning.
That is such a big base hit. Second and third, nobody out. A couple of pop-ups basically, and you need a clutch base hit, and it's Crawford that delivers it.
Kyle Seager would then give the Mariners a lead with his career-best 34th career home run, at least this year. It happened in the 6th inning.
This is pummeled out to right. Kyle Seager leaving the yard and putting the Mariners in front. Number 34 for the Mariners' third baseman, and the Mariners have taken the lead with one swing in the 6th inning.
Seattle added another run on Luis Torrens' RBI base hit. It was 4-2 heading to the bottom of the 9th inning. Paul Seawold comes into the bullpen, and, well, there you go.
Fly ball, deep left field. We are tied up. A Breggy bomb makes it 4-4. Breggy feeling good.
To extra innings we go. Bottom of the 10th. Ground rule double ends the game.
Something out over the plate that he can just go the other way with, he will.
There's a ball into right field, hit well. That'll be over the head of Haniger. It'll bounce into the crowd, and that'll be a game winner. Astros win it 5-4. The walk-off double by Correa. What a huge win for the Astros, down 4-2 to the bottom of the 9th. Alex Bregman ties it, and Carlos Correa wins it.
Tough loss for the Mariners. Johan Ramirez takes the loss. He surrendered that ground rule double in the 10th inning. It's Seattle and Houston one more time today. It is a morning game. The final game of the 3-game series. Taylor Anderson will take on Jose Urquidy. All right, to the American League West last night. The scores: Jason Martin's 2-run base hit highlighted a 3-run 4th inning. It's all Texas would need. They beat Arizona 3-1. Johan Moncada and Lourdes Garcia each had 3 hits. The White Sox powered past the A's 6-3. Packy Naughton and 3 relievers combined on a 4-hit shutout of San Diego. The Angels win 4-0. So Houston's lead in the division is 6.5 games over the Mariners. Toronto's Alejandro Kirk homered twice as the Blue Jays won their 6th in a row by Yankees. Can't seem to win a game all of a sudden. 5-1 was the final there. 2 former Mariners did the damage for Tampa Bay in the Rays win in Boston. Mike Zunino, remember him? He drove in 4 runs. Nelson Cruz, remember him? He had a couple of home runs. Tampa has now scored 39 runs in their last 4 games. New York remains a half game ahead of Boston in the wild card race. Toronto 2 games back. The Mariners remain 3 games out. Friendly reminder before we move on, today is Hall of Fame Induction Day in Cooperstown, New York. It'll be televised on the MLB Network. It's normally in July or August, but it happens to be today for you Hall of Fame fans. Eastmont improved to 2-0 on the young soccer season last night with a victory over Kashmir. 4-1 was the final. The hero for the Wildcats, Paige Fisher, 3 goals. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen had the call right here on the NCW Live channel.
Right foot, a corner kick, out of the box, the shot, go, 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 go! Eastmont takes the lead, 1-0 over the Kashmir Bulldogs. Number 22, Paige Fisher, with the first tally of the game. Good triangulation into Kashmir territory. Good passes, nice touches. Onside is Fisher into the box, right footed shot, go, 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 go! No doubter from 13 yards out. 2 for Fisher, now for Kashmir. Matt Wisen.
Much better build up that time from Eastmont. More patient. Setups and passing. Great run by Miss Fisher and even better finish there. Kashmir, you know, they're, how do I say it? Very.
Shot across into the ball. Go, 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 go. And Kashmir gets on the board, and it's a brand new contest.
2-0. What did I tell you?
You called it, sir. You called it.
You know, I was going to, right before that goal, which is a beautiful goal, great strike, very characteristic of a Tronson coached team.
Far post, the touch! And right after the Kashmir goal, the Wildcats get back on the board. Lovely evening of soccer here in the eastern shores of the mighty Columbia in the Wenatchee Valley. The shot. Oh, wow! That is unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. The Eastmont Wildcats have taken this one over the Kashmir Bulldogs by a tally of 4-1.
Good to be televising soccer again. Let's go to the scoreboard. Another girls' soccer action from last night. Wenatchee shut out Cascade 3-0. Moses Lake edged Lewis and Clark 3-2. Ephrata wins the Battle of the Basin against Quincy 4-2. Chelan got by Clayle and Roslyn 3-2. Bridgeport shutting out Manson on the pitch 1-0. Prep volleyball last night. Ephrata topped Eastmont 3-1. Kashmir shut out Clayle and Roslyn 3-0. West Valley sweeping 3 from Chelan. It was Omak over Pateras 3-0. Royal shut out Quincy 3-0. Manson beat Waterville Mansfield in 3. And Liberty Bell topped Bridgeport 3-0. Speaking of volleyball, we got volleyball tomorrow night. The Panthers and the Chelan Goats from the Eastmont, from the Wenatchee High School Gymnasium. Eric Granstrom will have the call. Pregame 6:45 right here on the NCW Life channel. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Wednesday, September 8th. The Obscura Holiday is courtesy of Ben & Jerry's, M&M's, Barnes & Noble, Smith & Wesson, A&E, AT&T, the ampersand, that thing, the shortcut for and. So you don't have to type out A-N-D on your keyboard. You just hit that thing, shift and boom. That's called an ampersand. An ampersand used to be actually part of the English alphabet. In the early 1900s, it was the last letter in the alphabet after Z. Then they got rid of it. It's been around for more than 1,500 years. It's Latin in origin. So if you just like to use the shortcut, which I like to do, I very rarely type out and unless it's a formal name in a title or whatever, and they don't use the ampersand. But if the ampersand is available for whatever usage, I use it all the time. And by the way, I found this fascinating fact. If you have a password for whatever it is, shopping or email or whatever, and your password requires you to use a character, that's the number one character that is used in passwords that require a character, the ampersand. Happy Ampersand Day on September 8th because it was invented on September 8th. I don't know why. It just was. The internet. What do we do without it? 26 minutes after the hour. Today in history, 129 years ago today, September 8th, 1892, that was first recited. Now, the Pledge of Allegiance has been tweaked a couple of times over the years. The most important one was adding the term "under God" to the Pledge of Allegiance that happened in the 1950s. Of course, Congress always opens up their sessions with a recital of the pledge. Most governmental meetings at all levels, be it a board, a council, or commissioners meeting, they almost all begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Many private organizations, service clubs begin their meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance. All the states of the Union, except California, Hawaii, Vermont, and Wyoming, require a scheduled recitation of the pledge in public schools, but of course the kids don't have to do it. Supreme Court ruled many, many years ago, like 70 years ago or even longer, in the case of West Virginia State Board of Education v. Barnett, that public school children cannot be compelled to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, and they cannot be punished by refusing to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, which was first recited on this date in 1892. Before this date in 1900, Galveston, Texas was the largest city in Texas, had 38,000 people. On September 8th, 1900, it was the third largest port in the United States, Galveston, Texas was, behind only New York and Chicago. That came to an end on September 8th, 1900. It is still, to this day, the deadliest natural disaster in American history. At least 8,000 residents of Galveston, Texas died. Again, this is in a city of only 38,000. Upwards of 12,000 may have died. There were many, many thousands of bodies who were never discovered. They were washed out to sea in the aftermath of the hurricane. It's just known as the Great Galveston Hurricane. This was 1900, 121 years ago, so they didn't name hurricanes back then. There's a fascinating book you should read by Eric Larson, a local writer, called Isaac's Storm. It came out 20 years ago. It's about the Galveston Hurricane of 1900. I mean, think about it. 8,000 people died in the Galveston Hurricane of 1900. Galveston never recovered. They had 38,000 people before the hurricane, and the latest census has Galveston, Texas, only with about 48,000 people. So it's only grown by about 10,000 people over the last 120 years. The Galveston Hurricane is still the deadliest natural disaster in this country's history. And finally, September 8th, 1974, it was a Sunday. Richard Nixon, you're off the hook. Gerald Ford pardons Richard Nixon for any crimes he may have committed while he was the President of the United States, thereby not, he didn't have to worry about going to court. He was pardoned by President Ford in a terribly unpopular move at the time. Now, of course, most people, myself included, thinks it was probably the good idea. We had to move on. And the bottom line is, and it's still the law today, if you accept a pardon, you are admitting that you were guilty. So Ford gave Nixon his pardon on this date back in 1974. And finally, birthdays. One of my favorite actors ever, Peter Sellers, the British actor born in the state in 1925, died of a heart attack at the age of 54 in 1980. Lolita, Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. He had 3 roles in that movie alone. Of course, the Pink Panther series of movies. It was Spectre Clouseau. And he got an Academy Award nomination for one of the best movies I've ever seen, Being There, which is a great movie. Peter Sellers, born in the state in 1925. The first in a long line of Grateful Dead keyboardists was born on this date. Ron Pigpen McKiernan, born in the state in 1945, the original keyboardist for the Grateful Dead. He drank himself to death at the age of 27. At the age of 1973, at the age of 27. Ron Pigpen McKiernan was replaced by Keith Godchalks, who subsequently died. Keith Godchalks was replaced as the keyboardist of the Grateful Dead by Brent Meidland, who subsequently died. Brent Meidland was replaced as the keyboardist for the Grateful Dead by Vince Welnick, who subsequently died. So you don't want to be the keyboardist for the Grateful Dead. That's the message you learn here. And happy birthday to Alicia Beth Moore. Alicia Beth Moore is 42. You know her as Pink, multi-talented singer and producer, what have you. Happy 42nd birthday to Pink. Very few people can get away with just one name and make it count, but Pink is one of them. Happy 42nd birthday. 31 minutes after the hour, going to take a break. When we come back, we got an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and then it's Chelan County Fair time. It's back. After taking an unplanned year off, we had a chance to go up to the fairgrounds yesterday and visit with Karen Weltch. We'll have that for you when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Hello, my name is Brian Brett, the Fire Chief for Chelan County Fire District 1, and I just wanted to talk about how amazing our Rivercom team is. They are intentional, purposeful, and skillful in everything they do, and they are the best at what they do. How they prepare, how they handle the caller, how they coordinate the emergency services, and how they push themselves to be the best. This is the kind of spirit that our Rivercom telecommunicators have. Our community needs you, we need you, we admire you, you're our lifeline.
Alta Cellars Winery is a family-owned boutique winery featuring structured wines from some of the most sought-after vineyards in Washington. Time-honored winemaking techniques blend with New World style to create reds and whites that are captivating. Located in the original firehouse in downtown Manson, the spacious indoor-outdoor setting provides the perfect backdrop to indulge in a sit-down wine experience. You're invited to come enjoy this firsthand at Alta Cellars, now open in Manson.
The Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center brings you Vibrant Motion, a new hour-long exercise program featuring local instructors Connie Townsend and Pat Robbins. Each week, we'll bring you a new episode with aerobics or Tai Chi. We promise you'll get a heart-pumping, low-impact workout regardless of your age. Join us for Vibrant Motion, weekdays on the NCW Life channel. Check your program guide for airtimes.
Make being home fun again. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has just what you need to bring fun back into your backyard. We have a wide selection of artesian spas and swim spas, new and used to choose from. We are happy to announce we are now selling Rainbow Kids play structures with 50 models to choose from. To help finish off your entertainment area, we have patio furniture and Komodo Joe grills. At Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, we have just what you need to bring family fun and entertainment to your backyard. Stop by today.
Stay active and independent for life. SAIL is an evidence-based strength, balance, and fitness program. The exercises in a SAIL class have been packaged into a formal regimen focusing on 4 key areas important to the health and fitness of mature participants: low-impact cardiovascular, balance work, strength training, and stretching. SAIL classes are designed for people of all fitness levels and can be done sitting or standing. Join us for SAIL on the NCW Life channel. Check your listing for days and times.
What you're doing is ridiculous.
Well,
I mean, you might as well throw up a screen door to block the summer smoke.
sometimes it gets
When we
warm.
breathe in the wildfire smoke, we are ingesting hazardous chemicals such as acetic acid and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. A lot of bad stuff, okay?
Well, yeah, that's why we...
Cardboard ain't gonna cut it.
So...
Go to chelanpud.org/save today.
Hi, this is Kelly, owner of the Original Children's Shop in downtown Wenatchee. We strive to bring you the most quality, fashionable, and fun clothing for your little ones, along with gifts, toys, and accessories. I look forward to meeting you soon at the Original Children's Shop.
I'm John Divas from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a four-letter word.
I think we should hire more people.
Doc, I'm late for a meeting. I'm thinking of starting my own practice.
Do it. Too much capital.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We should knock that wall down and expand.
Do it. There's always another wall beyond the wall.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion now. During USA discussions regarding gun control, there was a people's organization, not a government agency, which supported the following legislation: prohibitive taxation on the ownership of automatic weapons. They supported mandated licensing for handgun dealers, waiting periods for handgun buyers, mandated licensing for others who sold guns, requiring permits for carrying concealed weapons, and a licensing system for gun dealers. Wow. Well, you know the name of that organization? The National Rifle Association. Yep, the NRA, which supported the 1934 Federal Firearms Act. Interesting, isn't it? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Today, we're doing some employee development with our technicians.
Today, we're going to learn how to give our home a hug.
It's not just a motto, but a unique way that Patriot technicians care for your home.
Oh, no, come on. You really got to get in there and get your arms around it, give it a good embrace. All right, hey, good job.
I think the training is going really well.
Heating and cooling will give your home a hug.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
Succession is leading the way for a new generation of Chelan wineries. Named Platinum Winemaker of the Year in 2017 and the one to watch in 2018 by Wine Press, Succession is setting the pace. Award-winning wines are just a part of the overall experience. Add live music on Sundays and fantastic views, and you have it all. Succession Wines, located on the north shore of Lake Chelan between Chelan and Manson.
Merry Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Merry Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Merry Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Merry Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around North Central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special. Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're here in beautiful Cashmere, Washington at the Chelan County Fairgrounds. We are back after a year off because of COVID. I missed my friend Karen Weltch, who's the fairgrounds manager, whose phone has been ringing off the hook. It's Tuesday as we tape this. The fair begins on Thursday. We are back, and outside of a couple of tweaks, it's business as normal. Karen, welcome back to the show.
It's good to see you, Dan. I missed you too.
Yeah.
I missed fair. It's just exciting that we're gonna get to have a fair, see all the familiar faces that we see every year, and so we're excited. And weather's gonna be fabulous for this weekend. Entry day's tomorrow, so if you've got your exhibits ready, bring them on down between 9 and 8 p.m. We've got some.
You're talking Wednesday here, right?
Wednesday.
You're talking Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Make sure, because this airs on Wednesday. That's okay.
Oh,
Go ahead.
okay. Wednesday, September 8th. So that would be, when this airs, that would be today between 9 and 8 p.m. Bring your exhibits to the fair.
And that's all the people who have been working on their crafts and their items and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we're accepting things that they've been working on for the past 2 years, rather than our rules being, it has to have been made within the year. So if you got something that your kids' crafts when we were all cooped up for a while there, or you finally finished that work of art, or you planted a victory garden, whatever you want to call it, and you've got a great pumpkin zucchini, I don't care what you've grown vegetable-wise, bring it on down Wednesday, the 8th. Yeah.
And your other brethren fairs, the Grant County Fair out in Moses Lake, they kind of they tag themselves as a heavy livestock fair and heavy youth livestock fair. You go up to Waterville for the NCW fair, it's more of a rodeo setup. Here you got that arts and crafts things going on, so everybody has their own little niche going on, don't they?
We do. We have, we're very high in the floral department. Master gardeners have really taken that building and that department and have gone, full ahead with their exhibits, so that's great. We still have the livestock. We don't have the cattle that, probably Moses Lake has, just because of the demographics and the topography of, our community.
And the fact is that the cattle is out there in the basin. It's a lot easier to get a cow to Moses Lake than it is to Cashmere.
Yeah, so. But yeah, I think we all have our own little niche, like you said, with each county fair, and we're just happy to be having a fair this year.
Yeah, because COVID hit everybody hard. There was no fairs last year. I talked to Jim out there at the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake. He was super excited. I know the folks up at NCW Fair up in Waterville, they had a great time. Huge attendance. You're expecting pretty good crowds, aren't you, starting Thursday morning?
We are hoping that people are ready to come back to the Chelan County Fair and just continue that long tradition.
We probably need to address this because I'm here with Karen Weltch, again, the fairgrounds manager. What are the COVID protocols starting on Thursday and going all the way through Sunday? What do folks need to know?
Well, we do have, as you know, a governor's mandate in place for wearing masks indoor, and so that will be posted, and obviously, we're expecting our guests to follow that protocol. We'll have more sanitation stations than normal staged throughout the fair so that, they can kind of take care of their own health issues, and then we do have numerous bathrooms on the campus for them too, just good old soap and water. Most everything at our fair with our vendors, etc., and food is outdoors. So knowing Cashmere, probably have that slight breeze, and so hopefully we'll all stay safe and have a good time.
The forecast looks fantastic for the weekend. It really does. Some things never change, specifically Thursday, opening day, again for you seniors out there.
Yep.
Great deal.
I got my cheat sheet,
so
I don't forget.
Karen.
So on Thursday, we always have to thank our sponsors because that's what helps get some of you in at a discount or for free. So Thursday is Senior Day, and that's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And so Blossom Valley and Blossom Creek and Dr. Joel Cummings, they were our sponsors for that day. So seniors, just 62 and over, show up between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m.
So you don't even qualify for that yet. Not for 10 more years, Karen,
yeah,
right?
10 more, yeah, just the high school, yeah. So Friday is Kids Day, but that's from 9 to 2, and that was originally planned Kids Day because of, the school calendar schedule for the day. It wasn't meant for kids just to come hang out in the evening. It was meant to come during the school hours as a group for educational purposes. And so that's from 9 to 2. And our sponsors, Crunch Pack and Northwest Farm credit services. So that helps the kids to get in free on that day. And then we have Saturday is County Day with Valley Tractor sponsoring us. Sunday's Family Day with Stemelt Growers and Northwest Wholesale. And then, of course, all of our great entertainment is on our Ag Supply main stage right here.
Right behind us?
Yep. And we can just talk a little bit about who we're going to have.
Oh, I love,
yeah.
Give me the entertainment, especially the headliner on Friday night.
Okay, well, the headliner is Friday night, so that concert is Jared Neiman, and it's free with your admission to the fair. So for adults, that's only $10. And that's because we have sponsors for that also. So we've got Farmers Insurance, so Cale Hill, Abel Mendez, and Kelly Killen from Farmers Insurance have helped us out with that, and a new restaurant called Stone's Gastropub in Wenatchee. So with those big sponsors, you can come and see Jared Neiman for a $10 ticket. Our venue is very quaint, so there's not a bad seat in the house. And then right after that is Pre-Funk will be playing on another stage just right there in the arena.
Local Wenatchee favorite. They've been everywhere.
Yep. A lot of people love them. So that's something new for us. And we've got, I'm going to talk about who's on the main stage. Jeremiah Johnson will be here. He does like acrobatics and juggling. Freddie Prez comes with his fun and games, his own stage. He's just high energy, so you know when Freddie's on stage. I mean, I think you know throughout the fairgrounds when Freddie's on stage. He's great. Friday night will be a Radio 80s band playing on our Ag Supply stage, and then Saturday night Joker's Run will be on that stage. We've got on Thursday a local family group from Chelan, Daybreak Canyon Bluegrass. Great family, local Chelan, like I said, just fun. So they'll be playing along with Carly Schoening. She'll be there on Thursday playing on Senior Day also. And then we have I always say this wrong, Thrillusionist, David DaVinci, and we saw him at convention, and he just kind of blew our socks off there, and we were like, oh my gosh, we got to get him to Chelan County Fair. So we'll just wait and see what he's going to do. A little bit of magic.
And of course, you can't have a fair without a rodeo, and that's the big thing on Saturday night, not too far from where we're sitting.
Saturday night and Sunday afternoon, but it's different.
Explain.
So now we're PRCA. So we've got the big boys coming. These are the Cowboys trying to earn their points to get to Las Vegas for the Nationals. So we're excited to have PRCA on the property with this rodeo, and it's the same thing, Dan. You buy your $10 ticket, you can go to the rodeo for free. There's no extra charge for the rodeo. And so that's because Coastal is our main sponsor for that. We have a lot of other sponsors, and I'm not just gonna, don't have time to name them all off, but we want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to all of our sponsors. No matter what area you've sponsored, we want to thank you. You keep the Chelan County Fair going. You keep the Chelan County Fair affordable for the citizens of Chelan County, and we really, truly appreciate them.
Two more things we need to mention. Number one, the volunteers and the board. I talked to one of your first-time volunteers when we first got here. Karen was running all over the place answering the phone, trying to get stuff done because she is super busy, but I met to one of your volunteers. You said first year he's ever volunteered with you, and you guys are plenty busy this week as you build up to Thursday. So no volunteers, no fair. I mean, that's true.
That's the truth. Yeah, our fair board is strictly volunteer, and then we have a lot of people who help just in lots of different areas. All of our superintendents who come help check you in and then stay within that building to answer questions to the public, they're all volunteers. So thousands and thousands of volunteer hours, and we love every one of them, and we're so glad they're here because you could not put on a fair. You and I, Dan, we couldn't do it alone. Yeah.
And finally, we got to mention the carnival because you got to have a carnival, and there'll be one right down there.
So between vendors and the carnival, we are so happy to see them. I think they are so happy to be here. Just such a sad year for them, getting to go nowhere. It's their livelihoods. We understand that. Davis Carnival's back. People can buy wristbands to ride all day from Davis Carnival when they get on the property Thursday through Sunday. And so they'll be going full bore out there with the screams and yelling and all the fun that I was here the other morning. I know there's a side note, actually pulling some noxious weeds, so I'm being a good neighbor here. And it was just so quiet. And my brain started saying, you know, just in a few days, this is going to be so different. And people come to the fairgrounds when there's not a fair and they go, oh, it looks so strange and different out here. And I go, I think that when the fair is here, because normally it's so quiet. There's nothing here. I open my door, nothing. I open my door starting today, and there'll be a carnival in my front porch. So
the campus here at the Chelan County Fairgrounds in Kashmir is gorgeous. It's very compact. It's very pedestrian friendly. Lots of green grass everywhere. You don't see that at too many fairgrounds. It's a beautiful area. You must love coming to work each day.
I do. I like my view.
Yeah.
It's just drop dead gorgeous. You know, in the spring it's snow capped. Yeah, I have to be a little braggadocious and say I think we have one of the most beautiful fairgrounds in the state of Washington.
There's no question about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Corn on the cob, and there's also a vendor here who comes every year, sets up not far from where I'm sitting, serves the best bacon cheeseburgers you're ever going to have in your life, and the greasiest French fries. Don't forget to bring your money and gorge on some good fair food. Did we forget? We came all the way up here from little old Wenatchee town, USA, to see you.
One
Did we
more
forget anything
item.
else? Please.
We've got these 4-H kids who've worked hard all year, and we'll have an auction Saturday morning at 10 a.m. So come on out, bring your wallet, bring your checkbook, bring your credit card, help support these kids who've put a lot of effort into their fair projects all year long, and that happens in the pavilion Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
Everything you need, do what I do, just Google Chelan County Fair. It's all right there. It just the website pops right out, all the entertainment schedule, everything you need to know, ticket prices, all that stuff. It's all right there. Karen, let's have ourselves a more than a fair fair. Let's have an outstanding fair this year.
I'm for that.
Karen Weltch, the fairgrounds manager out here in Kashmir. Again, the Chelan County Fair, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Come on out to the fair. It's going to make you feel good. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Our experience with NZW Life has been amazing.
People think television and they think it's this huge production thing. It's really expensive.
It's crazy how affordable it is. I couldn't believe it.
It's not as expensive as we thought it was going to be.
I would say I was really surprised to see that it was actually comparable to radio ads or print media.
It was really affordable.
Few things strike fear in the human heart, like the possibility of a rattlesnake bite. Dogs can encounter rattlesnakes on their walks or in their yards, and being curious, often get bitten on their face, neck, and legs. Luckily, a vaccination is available to help neutralize venom so dogs experience less pain and swelling. Even if your dog has received a vaccine, you still need to seek immediate help. Dr. Shauna Bayes and the staff of Paws and Claws care about your pet's health. Call 888-PAWS to schedule your vaccination today.
Tipsy Canyon Winery has become the place to go for fine wine and unbelievable views of the Chelan Valley. And now there's even more to enjoy. A new bandstand hosts live music every Thursday night during the spring and summer. The oversized fire pit's a favorite gathering place in the fall and winter. Tipsy Canyon has become a year-round destination for wine lovers. And while things have changed, what remains the same is that at-home feel provided by Mark, Tammy, and Lexi Garvin. Stay for the moment that becomes the memory at Tipsy Canyon.
In a world afraid of technology, one man, one show will bring you the newest innovations that may just change your life. This summer, Ray McNeil and your Weekly Tech Update is your Weekly Tech Update with Ray McNeil.
Chelan Wireless is your Verizon authorized retailer featuring the latest iPhone and Android devices. Personal or business, they have the plan and the customer service you're looking for.
In these challenging times, Bear Foods is open and ready to help. From health to diet to home, we are here to take care of your needs. Bear Foods, the good food store.
From home furnishings to the latest in home entertainment technology, Deepwater Home and Electronics can provide the selection and the connection for your wireless world. "54 after the hour on this Wednesday, the 8th day of September on Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. We still have the weather forecast to get to, but first of all, a very important programming reminder. As you certainly know by now, in the most recent session of the Washington State Legislature, new laws were passed, signed into law by Governor Jay Inslee regarding law enforcement, some new do's and don'ts in the world of law enforcement for law enforcement agencies throughout the course of the in the state of Washington. You certainly know that they've had to tweak a few things in regards to how they respond to certain incidences. And to that end, a couple of weeks ago, the chief of the Wenatchee Police Department, Chief Steve Crown, reached out to me and asked if we could help expedite a gathering of the 4 heads of the local law enforcement agencies here in north central Washington to explain the new laws and maybe air some of their concerns and even chime in, have some folks around here in north central Washington chime in. And so we're going to do that tonight. We're going to be airing a special program. It's a forum featuring the chief of the Wenatchee Police Department, Steve Crown, the chief of the East Wenatchee Police Department, Rick Johnson, Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett, and Douglas County Sheriff Kevin Morris. They'll be joining us alongside the moderator of the forum, our very own Jefferson Robbins. Now, this forum will be televised and will also on this very television station, again, from 7 to 8 o'clock tonight. 7 to 8 o'clock tonight, write that down. It will also be streamed live on our Facebook page. And if you have a question for Chief Crown or Chief Johnson or for Sheriff Burnett or Sheriff Morris regarding the new rules and regulations regarding some of the law enforcement do's and don'ts, it's pretty complicated stuff for me to explain right now. In any event, if you want to chime in, specifically if you want to ask a question in advance, we're asking you to go to our Facebook page, the NCW Life Channel Facebook page, please, and chime in with your question. And Jefferson will be going through those questions and vetting them and asking them of the 4 heads of law enforcement at this special televised forum, this law enforcement forum tonight from 7 to 8 o'clock. It is not open to the public. I'm not even going to tell you where it's going to be at because you can't be there. Just the heads of the law enforcement agencies, Jefferson, and the technical people necessary to televise this law enforcement forum will be on hand, but we still invite public input, public comment, and most important, questions or concerns. So again, Wenatchee Police Chief Steve Crown, East Wenatchee Police Chief Rick Johnson, Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett, and Douglas County Sheriff Kevin Morris, alongside moderator Jefferson Robbins, with a special informative law enforcement forum. It will air tonight from 7 to 8 o'clock here on the NCW Life Channel, and also it'll be streaming live on our Facebook page. So we hope you tune in and chime in. Before we get to the forecast, once again, you've probably noticed the air quality isn't very good. We had that very fast-moving system come down from the southwest, from the Oregon coast. It zipped right through, which still, we're in the tail end of that right now, but what it really did is it took all of that smoke from the fires in Northern California and Southern Oregon and brought it right here to the north central Washington area. So we do have some dirty air, some milky air out there. Right now, the air quality in Wenatchee proper is at 89. By the way, if you're curious, the air quality measuring station is at the intersection of 5th and Western in the western part of Wenatchee. So we're at 89 there. Cashmere's at 119 and Leavenworth here at 83. Dirty air up north, though. Omak here at 148. Winthrop at 109. Chelan 126 on the WAQA scale. From the Washington State Department of Ecology, the Yakima area is really getting some very bad air. They have a couple of fires pretty close to the Yakima Valley. They're at 189 right now in Yakima, the gateway to Wapato. That is pretty dirty air. So, but as the day progresses, we're going to start seeing the air clear out a little bit. From the National Weather Service, let's take a look at your forecast one more time. Again, that system is pretty much through now. It's still going to have a little something to say between now and about 10 or 11 o'clock this morning, but outside of that, I think we've passed any chance of some light rain or some thunderstorms. I think that's not going to happen now. We'll get up to 86. That's very mild. It is 68 right now outside of our studios, because not only did that system bring in the smoke and the haze, it also brought in some warm air with it as well, which is why it's been so warm in the overnight hours. 61 for the overnight low tonight. A little hazy on Thursday. Now, the haze and the smoke today is going to be in the morning hours. As this day progresses through mid-morning, we're still going to have smoke and haze. And then gradually, as we get through Wednesday afternoon, well, the sun will be coming back out. It's also going to be a little breezy at times today and tonight as the very last of that weather system passes through in the evening hours. 61 for the overnight low. Thursday, a little hazy, but the haze will be in the afternoon, not in the morning. We'll top off at 86 degrees, 60 for the overnight low on Thursday night. Friday, sunshine but cooler as a weak system passes through on Friday with a high of about 80 degrees, 55 for the overnight low on Friday night. Nice looking weekend. Saturday, sunshine high in the mid-80s, slightly cooler, but not really much. 82, 82. By the way, all of those temperatures that you see there, with the exception of Friday, all above normal. We've had that warmer than normal summer, and we still got about 12 more days of summer still to go. So there you go. All right, that's about it for us. Don't forget our forum tonight at 7 o'clock with the local law enforcement. Have a great Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.